You know, I was watching a video from a YouTuber. I'll even name this. They got into it with a cast member, staff person. Well, this cast member is from a show. Is she on Love and Hip Hop? Nah, she's on Growing Up Hip Hop. Her son's a famous rapper. I won't go into details about it. Smacks. I didn't know she has a radio show. This was an interview last year, and the YouTuber, I guess had gotten into an altercation. Not with her, but a couple of people that was on her show. And the guy, Tommy, Tommy's so emotional. Anyway, Tommy had asked the guy a question about, he was talking about, it was something to do with a girl got into it with somebody's kids. But it was one point where the guy asked Tommy something, the offbeat question had nothing to do with the subject. Talking about, is your wife white? And I'm like, wait a minute. What's that got to do with the subject? I notice there are times where black people, because there's things that we do that we don't necessarily have to do, and there's things that we don't do where we should be doing. And part of the problem is when you ask people about, well, why is so-and-so doing this, and why are they doing that? And instead of them being logical about the situation, they try to cape for them. That's kind of what this guy was doing to defend that girl that Tommy was referring to in the video. This was from last year, actually. I just had to thought about it. Negroes do this all the time. You defend people who you cannot defend. Especially when they're guilty. Mainly when they're guilty. And I'm like, really? I noticed that. You can't tell kids, I was in a situation one time years ago. My sister-in-law, who I'll leave nameless, had brought over 3 nephews over her house. All right? So being a brother-in-law of mine wanted to talk to him about, because these lads were young, impressionable guys. They were just barely in high school. I think they were, they were just barely in high school. And so they hadn't gotten into any major trouble yet. So we were talking to them about the ins and outs of school, how to steer away from gangs and all that stuff, right? 100% true story. She came in the motherfucker and talking about, don't be scared, my boys. Don't be scaring these boys about that thing about prison and scary. Prison is scary. Bitch. Prison is scary. They do a lot of scary and dangerous and deadly shit in prison. But she didn't want you telling them about that. She literally did not want you telling them about that. Since that time, 2 of them been in prison. One of them got shot up. He survived, thank God. But 2 of them been in prison. One of them been in and out of jail for years. Since that time. The other one had a successful career. One of them did listen. But still, this is what black women do in the hood. They do this. I've seen, like I said, I've witnessed this. So a lot of what Tommy says is true, but y'all don't want to hear it. Yeah, it's a dose of medicine that you have to take, but don't want to swallow. And I do mean that in a verbal way. Almost in a literal way, because you don't want to hear it. You verbally don't want your ears to soak up the truth about what you are actually having to deal with. But you want to, kind of mask it by, they'll be all right. The Lord got their back. Well, okay, it's going to take more than just the Lord having their back. You have to get them to do. Okay? The will to do is what I did in the video years ago that I talked about. Because all we do is make excuses. Oh, they just babies. They don't know. No, I'm tired of that shit. That's part of the problem, too. Okay? Babies at some point have to learn to develop and grow and learn. Can't be babies forever. At some point, they're going to grow up. In-law's a big part of the problem in our communities because we're too busy babying our kids. And you got grown-ass fucking men being babied by their mamas all the time. Trust me, I know somebody personally that happened to. Wasn't me. Just saying. But it's just ridiculous though, man. You ask somebody a question about one thing, and they'll try, and this happens in communities a lot too. They'll try to twist it and get you into talking about something else just as quick as you ask a question, because they don't want to deal with the reality. You don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to talk about it because you don't want to face the music about what's going on in the reality of your world. That's just a fact. That's just a known fact. And to me, it irritates the shit out of me. You know, this is why I don't fool a lot of people. That's why I don't fool a lot of my own people, because every time we try to give those reality about one thing, they try to throw you under the bus, or they try to curse you out. I've even had family members like that. They want to give you a dose of reality about stuff, but then as soon as you challenge them about something, or you talk to them about something that relate to them, that they don't want to relate to or deal with the reality about, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it at all. No, they won't talk about that. They won't talk about, what did you do? They won't talk about this, that, or the third. They never want to hear the truth. They never want to hear the truth about any damn thing. That's almost always the case, 80% of the time. Yep. 80% of the time, they don't want to hear it. It's funny how we get short-tempered with other people in our communities, but when it comes to white people, you want to talk so nice and soft and sweet and slow. I'm telling you right now, I've seen it happen too much. I see it happen like church or work or any place else. You always see black people so nice and prim and proper when it comes to white people. When it comes to your own people, you disrespect them. It happens all the time. And then we'll listen to them. They won't listen to you. Oh no. It's about who they really cape for. I'm saying it happened. You know, I just wanted to get that off my chest, man, because I was watching that video this morning. I was like, you know what? It harkens me back to a time where, and even now, where even in 2018, your own people don't even have respect for you and your own opinions. Mainly about opinions that actually are kind of true about what's going on in your community. They don't want to deal with it, but they do want to cape it and make it look like it's something else that is not. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.